Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're going to take a look at the Hammer 7 from Spyder today. So this is their pump version of their guns. There's been a couple different versions of this gun in the past. This is their newest attempt at it, and they've called it the Hammer 7. It is a dual loading system, and it is first strike compatible. So the magazine that you see here will hold 9 standard 68 caliber balls or 9 first strike rounds. And you can also take the top off and run a standard loader on the top of it as well. As far as trying to run both at the same time, I guess you could do that. But the way the barrel works, the barrel locks into place in both positions and it's held in with a screw, which we'll show you. So trying to change it on the field, I don't recommend doing that because you couldn't keep it tight on the gun. And so we'll open it up and we'll look at that and you guys can make your own decisions for that. So inside, you're going to get a couple things. You're going to get magazine, you're going to get the gun, you're going to get this long thing, which we'll talk about, your hopper adapter, and parts kit, manual, spares, things like that inside here. Alright, so the gun itself, pretty straightforward pump gun, nice big large pump handle at the front, pull it back, cock the gun back, and slide it forward. Now it will not cock back and lock back unless the gun is pressurized. If you just have the gun like this with no tank on it, with no pressure, it will never cock back. It'll just open up or slide back, slide forward, slide back, slide forward. So if you get one of these guns and you do that to it and you're like, oh, something's wrong with it, it doesn't cock back, that's normal. So don't worry about it. That's just how the guns are. Put a tank on it, cock it back, and you'll be ready to rock. Magazine, it's gonna go up in there, just like that. The magazine system is loaded by pulling the follower down and locking it down in place. It'll hold down there at the bottom, and then you could load your first strike rounds in or load your regular paintballs in. Once you are ready to go, make sure that, just out of rule of thumb, that you hold the top, put your finger over the top of it, and you unlock the follower at the bottom. If you don't cover it with your hand, there is a chance that it can start pushing the paintballs up and out or the first strike out, and the detent won't, or the ball latch won't hold onto it. It is, once you make sure that it's secure and you've got them held in there, it'll hold them. But when you first release that follower and it starts pushing up on those balls or the first strike, it can pop them out. I've seen it happen. So if you've got multiple magazines, I would recommend just keeping the lock in the locked position until you put it in the gun. Then you can go ahead and slide it over and start shooting. So that's going to be coming up from the bottom right there. If you wanted to run through the top, you would take Phillips screwdriver, pop this top bracket off right here, and replace it with your feed neck. That'll drop right down inside there, and then you can run your hopper through the top of it. Now to switch the barrel styles, there is a screw right here, which you need to loosen up or take out completely. You can see that it comes right out. And your barrel is going to just slide right out the front. It doesn't unscrew, it doesn't come out, it just slides right out. There's 2 marks on your barrel. There's one that says M for magazine, and there's an arrow pointing in the other direction. So if you turned it, there's a mark that says L for loader. And there's a little line mark on there. And at the top of your gun, there's a line mark right here. So you can line the 2 lines up, or the 2 marks, and then you'd put the screw back in. Now when that screw goes in, it actually goes into a little hole and it holds the barrel in place right there. So trying to switch this on the field while you're playing, backing the screw out, turning the barrel, putting the screw back in, I don't think that's a great choice. I don't recommend doing that. But you can do whatever you want when you're out on the field. It's your game out there. So I would kind of just choose one and stick with it and then maybe switch later on, but do it however you want. This adapter right here is Spyder threaded. So if you wanted to put a different barrel on there, you could. The adapter is the part that locks in, not the barrel itself. So whatever you want to run on there, you can. If you don't like the look of this one and you like something else, feel free to put it on there. It has 2 different detents in it. You can see that right there. When you cock the gun back, the ball's going to drop inside here and it's going to be held by this first detent right there. But as soon as you slide the pump handle forward, the ball's going to move forward with the bolt and it's going to be held in place by this detent. So at no point, if you slide forward and you tilt your gun down, are you going to get a ball roll out the end. It's got the dual detent system to keep the ball in place regardless of what position the bolt is in during the pump cycle. I'll go and put that back on. We'll put it for the magazine feed system. Or side. Put that in there. And the last thing we've got is then this long stick like tool looking thing. This is actually your velocity adjuster. To adjust the velocity of this gun, you would stick this down inside here, lock it into the valve assembly, and then you rotate. You turn counterclockwise or clockwise to increase or decrease velocity through the gun. There is no external adjustment or anything that you can touch on the outside of the gun that will let you adjust your velocity. So this is important. It's an integral part of this gun. In order to change velocities, you must use this. The gun will work on compressed air, it'll work on CO2, so whatever one you want to run on it, you can. But if you plan on changing velocity, you will need this part, so don't lose it. It is important. There are a bunch of different colors that you can get for this one. We anodize a bunch of them, so you can get them in a wide variety of different colors. I believe that the black one and the olive colored ones are stock colors. Anything else you see will be exclusive to ANS, but there's plenty of colors on the website, so check it out. This is the Spyder Hammer 7. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ANSgear.com.